Well, calling in right now is Senator Roger Marshall from the great state of Kansas. And it's been exciting last 2 days. And Senator Marshall, you guys had an important meeting the other day with the president, and a lot of things are going on. Can you fill in the American people?
John, I'd love to. The president is absolutely convinced, and I agree with him, that if you want to save this republic, you have to pass the Save America Act. That if you want to save this republic, we need secure elections. We need to show IDs when you show up to vote, show proof of citizenship when you register. Who in the world could be against that? And I got to tell you, we got a little bit of a butt chewing from the president, and I understand why. It ties back into the Iran war. He was really upset that we had 4 senators walk across the aisle and support a war powers resolution that really cut his feet out from under him when he was negotiating with Iran. So he's really upset about that. But then we got locked back in on this Save America Act.
Well, I understand the president is going to hold back on the housing bill to make everybody think about getting the Save America Act and getting the voting bill done. Because if we don't have the real good vote, then we don't have a country.
Yeah, John, it's that simple. Election integrity is that important. And the president is just a master at using any leverage he can to get what he wants and to prioritize. And in this case, Americans agree with him. 90% of Americans want you to show an ID when you vote. I don't know what the Democrats are so afraid of about that right now. But in the housing bill, look, I supported it. I think it came out of the Senate, like 85 senators voted for it. So, of course, we support it. But his point is that the Save America Act is so important, he's going to hold off on that until we get to work on this. And by the way, he says the better solution for housing is, of course, the interest rate. So he always focuses as the price of gas comes down, inflation's going to come down with it as well, and work on our gas and groceries, work on our government spending. That's another reason we have a lot of inflation as well. But you're right. The president is leveraging everything he's got, and he's prioritizing, and that's exactly what great leaders do.
Agree 100%, because every American has to feel confident that we're not getting cheated at the ballots, and it's one American, one vote, and that's the most important thing we can do. Now, tell us what the heck is going on in Iran. What's your pulse of the situation?
Yeah, I continue to be very, very, very bullish, and I don't trust Iran. Nobody trusts them, but they're making incredible progress. They're going down three different lanes, what I would call them. Number one is no nukes for Iran lane. Number two is dealing with Lebanon, and then number three is everything else. It's the sanction relief. It's like what does Iran look like in the future? So they're making great progress on the no nukes in Iran. They've agreed to have an American inspectors come there. That would be part one. The Lebanon issue was a key factor in getting in that memorandum of understanding that Lebanon is the tinderbox that sets off the whole Middle East right now. I think Israel's on the same page with us for now, talking about a demilitarized zone there. And then this last road, John, is what I really am excited about as well, is they're bringing in local control. Look, we have defanged Iran, and now those local Gulf Coast countries surely can keep Iran in check themselves. And it's going to be all their money going forward as Iran, again, trust but verify. As long as they get along and they stop just this aggressive action, stop funding terrorists, then these Gulf Coast nations will slowly let some money go for economic development. But it's time for those other Gulf Coast countries, the Persian Gulf countries, to step up and keep Iran in check.
I spoke to the president today, and he's very upset about the socialist movement in America.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and we got to put a stop to it before it gets serious.
Yeah, John, this is no longer a fad, right? We elected 3 communists. I mean, these people are board-certified communists. Make no mistake about it. They don't believe in private property. They don't believe in prosperity. They believe in raising your taxes, bigger government. They want open borders, defund the police. That's exactly who these folks are. They love spending other people's money, if you will. Look, there's no such thing as free. But what they're selling is, look, we'll give you free housing. We're going to give you free health care. Free, 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 free. Well, what does that mean? It means the end of prosperity in America. It kills our economy, and just frankly, we'll be much worse for the wear. And all we have to do is look across the Atlantic pond and see what's happening in Europe right now.
A lot of Supreme Court rulings the last couple of days. What do you think? Any of them you were emotional about?
Well, that's a great question, John. And I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a simple country doctor here. I think that the Trump administration can resume their policy that allows federal agents posted at the border to turn back asylum seekers. So rather than, the Biden administration, if anybody shows up, asks for asylum, they would say, sure, come across the border, and we're going to give you an appointment 30 years from now. So it makes them a legal resident all those years, but instead, we're able to send them back to Mexico and say, no, you need to start your asylum process and earn it first, rather than just coming across it. So this is going to help keep our border secure. And I think it's incredible that the Supreme Court is backing up the president on this. 4 years ago, I didn't know where they would land.
Anything else you want to tell the American people?
Gosh, America's back. That was the president's message this week. This will be the theme for the rest of this election, is America is back. Look, it was just a couple of years ago, we had open borders, defund the police, the economy was a wreck, inflation was soaring. But now, look around us. Manufacturing is booming back home. The economy is growing. Energy independence. John, I just think we're poised for a really great 2026. The price of gasoline back home already dropped from about $4.50 a gallon to under $3.50 a gallon. So America's back, and I just think everyone should just look forward to have an incredible 4th of July, celebrate the 250th birthday of America, and share your story. I'm just asking all the parents, grandparents out there, share your stories of why you are a patriot. I became a patriot when my wife and I had been married for about a year and a half. We had a little baby. We didn't have any money. So I joined the Army Reserve and medical school. My basic training was out here at Fort Belvoir, Virginia, just about 45 minutes from the Capitol. And all summer long, whenever we had a spare moment, we went to Mount Vernon, to Monticello, to one of the library museums. And I just learned so much about our patriots. And look, we're the patriots today. We are the modern day patriots. And I hope 250 years from now, my great-great-great-great-grandchildren say, that was the generation that saved America. So a happy 4th of July to everybody, and just can't wait to see what the next 250 years look like for America.
Thank you so much, Senator Roger Marshall from the great state of Kansas, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Can't wait. Thanks so much.